Hello, hey, hi, howdy, everybody, and welcome to the first session of Zenith. We are a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons actual play stream, hosted by the very wonderful people here at Sword and Key on Twitch. Thank you for joining all of us. We are going to get right into it after just a couple of quick announcements and some introductions from myself and from our players. So I guess we'll start with who we are to begin. Hello, my name is Alex, and I am your very excited GM for tonight. And I'm really looking forward to playing a game with these wonderful people. All y'all players, would you mind just giving a quick introduction to yourself, to your character? Say as much or as little as you would like.
All right, I'll go. Hello, everybody. My name is Dyson Autism. I will be playing the Warlock Tiefling known as Beseech, and I'm super excited to be here with these lovely people.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. Hi, my name is Seth. I'll be playing a rogue assassin named Vesper.
Trying to unmute for a sec. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Abhishek. I will also be playing a rogue assassin, not named Vesper, named Eris.
You're muted.
Alex, you're muted.
Now
It's
I'm
all
not.
good. Yeah.
Anyway, a couple of quick announcements before we roll into it. One, if you type !donate, all one word, into the chat, you can see our donation incentives. This will allow you to interact with the game by providing either the player characters or myself critical hits, advantages on your rolls, and if you pay $30, you can get a divine intervention, which is basically just a complication. Sometimes it helps, most of the times it hurts, and that's just how it goes. All of our donations in lieu of us collecting remuneration for this stream will be directed towards the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, and that link can be found under the !donate. The PCRF has been providing free medical care for thousands of children since 1991. They are working towards a world where all children in Palestine have access to quality medical care and humanitarian aid. By donating, you can help this mission and you can interact with the stream. Again, you can find all of that information under !donate. And with that, I believe we're ready to get into it. Are all of y'all ready?
Let's go.
Let's fucking go, y'all. One quick second. Sorry. All right, let's get into it. So, allow me to share with you a perspective. Zenith, dark-towered by the sea, appears as a jagged scar on the land. From a distance, it can be ignored, forgotten even as another speck of dust on the horizon, just another rock doomed to be swallowed by the sea. It is a thing that will fade into eternity. Up close, the city of visions demands your regard. Bustling markets drown your senses with brightly colored wares and the clatter of coins. People beg you to trade with them. The faithful practice their religions publicly and with fervor. You don't know if their gods are real. Neither do they. Every so often, the visions endemic to the city assail your mind, forcing you to witness that which you should not know. It doesn't make any sense. You get used to it. Welcome to the end of the world. Welcome to Zenith. Beseech. Describe for us a mundane morning.
All right. Beseech is getting his tea. He is a pale, thin, pale blue tiefling with purple hair, blue eyes, and one horn that's like up and crooked. The other one has been broken off and everything. He is just getting his coffee, and well, not coffee, tea. He is like, okay, let's see what's on for today. Okay, physical therapy, good. All that. Okay, what else? Caroline, are you doing okay, sweetheart?
What kind of place do you live in? Do you live in a house, an apartment, more towards the
Uh,
center of the city?
I'd say this is the center of the city, kind of an apartment area and everything.
Sure. Yeah. You hear nothing. Not entirely unexpected, in that your wife has been gone for a bit. Uh,
Okay.
about a week or so. She has business in the place that she came from.
Mhm.
It is at this point, I will say, that you might notice the newspaper. This is the primary way through which information is disseminated throughout the city. The largest and most significant of the various newspapers in Zenith is the Zenith Chronicle.
Mhm.
And you might idly glance at the front page, and there is a big, bold headline: Fire in the sky. Mysterious woman crashes into the city center.
Oh no. 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 I'm gonna like go out to look the window and see if I can see what's going on. Is there like any big sign or anything?
Sure, yeah. So you kind of move yourself to the window. You open the blinds, and for the most part, everything seems pretty regular. Um, it's a busy day, just like most days. There are people out and about, goods moving from point A to point B. Some are being pulled by oxen or various beasts of burden. Others are just being kind of levitated on these floating discs that people just stack wares onto, or carry other people on. You see wizards and other mages just kind of flying around to get from point A to point B. Regular shit. I would not say you notice anything in relation to the headline,
Okay.
but what you do notice is a real bulbous, warty-looking toad just sitting on the windowsill. You would recognize this as Mephisto. This is your wife's familiar. Father, open
Okay.
the window!
Okay. All right.
Father!
All right. All right. Hang on, Mephisto. Hang on. Just gonna like open the window, just kind of like pick him up, just like a beanie baby, and just like, okay, how's it goes? You okay?
I've survived.
All right. Good to know. Quick question. Points him to the newspaper. What the fuck is going on?
Mother was captured.
I can see that. Do I have to go and wreak havoc? Because you know I will.
He like looks at you with these beady, bulbous black eyes. He's got all the sort of facial expressiveness of an average toad. I do
Love
not
it.
think you would survive.
You doubt my skills.
She was captured by the mages.
Okay, we might need to recruit some people. We might have to get the crew. We might have to play smart here. Okay, all right. Okay. Fuck! Oh god. Okay, I gotta play smart. I can't. Oh god. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna grab my talisman, which is just basically like a heart locket, put it on around my neck, put Mephisto like on my shoulder, and just kind of like go out the door and just like, all right, we're gonna go get the crew. We're just gonna go and find them. Or do we have cell phones? Do we have ways to communicate or something?
There are no real cell phones. There are thought stones,
Okay.
which will allow you to communicate with another person who's holding a matched pair.
Okay.
No, forgive me. That's a sending stone. There are also thought stones, which allow everyone to communicate in a kind of like group hive mind. These
Okay.
are owned very selectively, only by like real key players in the city.
Okay.
So yeah, sending stones to contact specific other person who holds a matched pair, and then you have the Thought Stone network that allows you to communicate with everyone who has a Thought Stone. That's not something you have access to at this point.
Okay.
So if you need to find someone, you gotta hoof it or cast a spell yourself.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go. Who's closest? Who's the closest person here? Oh Lord. Okay.
Mother wanted me to contact Mara. And you would know Mara is another tiefling in the city. She's an artificer and a popular one.
Mara? Okay, we can go to Mara. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna play it cool. Can't play it cool. My partner is kidnapped. Holy shit! Ah!
Mother is wise and cunning, but this is the consequence of her goal.
What was she trying to do?
She tries to subvert the wars of succession. We all know the King of Hell is dying. She wants to take his place bloodlessly. Cannot be done.
Again, doubting. Please don't. We're gonna be on the winning team. Ever heard of a power couple? That is us. We are a massive power couple.
Mephisto looks at you, and it is at this point that you do begin to glimpse past the curtain, ever so slightly. You begin to look at this just regular fucking toad, and begin to see a glint of the just ancient malevolence that lives in this creature.
Oh no.
Power couple. Power is ever paid for in blood.
Not all of it has to be covered in blood. Now, are you going to be a good little frog and I can give you like some treats while we're going to see our friends? Or do I have to like keep you here and everything?
Yes, can you find me an earthworm?
All right,
I want an earthworm.
Okay, all right. We'll name it Jim. Okay, Earthworm Jim is gonna be for you. So there we go.
All right, excellent. So you go searching for Mara. We are now going to cut ahead a couple days. Vesper, can you describe for us a regular morning?
I think regular for Vesper is very subjective, depending on the kind of work that he is doing. I think he's very industrious, so I think most mornings for him are unwelcome. I think most mornings are very much a chilling in bed and kind of cursing at the rays of the sun as long as possible affair.
Sure. Absolutely. As you chill in bed and curse the sun for rising yet again, you do look up and you see a small white envelope addressed to you. No return address just kind of slid underneath the door. It's not the most unusual communication method that you've ever had to utilize.
Yeah, I think he'd take a second, glance at it. All right, let's get to it. He'll kind of stride over, probably not surprised at all to see this envelope. And he will open it, bring it over to his table, and take a peek at the contents.
Sure, you pop it open. You see a relatively familiar message. It just says, Vesper, your presence is requested by the left hand of holiness. And you would know this individual to be essentially the Pope or the first among equals among the clergy of the Manifold Church, the dominant religion of the area, who worship a monotheistic deity called Enuma Elish. Not an unusual summons for you.
This again. All right. I think he would get dressed, typical dark garb. Vesper is a relatively small person as a drow. He is not particularly notable looking. I think he has some scarring on his face, but otherwise he looks like any male drow probably would. He'd get dressed as usual, probably tuck the summons to an inside pocket.
Sure.
He knows better than to delay this summons. So he will immediately make his way towards the Manifold Church.
Sure. Absolutely. Give me one quick second. I should have had my notes open this entire fucking time.
You're good.
Sorry, lost my shit.
You're good.
There we go, I think. All right, so you leave your most likely what is an apartment. Houses, proper houses in Zenith are either very small, kind of crammed together, improvised shelters that are kind of buttressed against the city wall, or they are larger structures that are really only affordable by a few select elites. Most everybody lives in some kind of communal space. You leave your apartment, as you are summoned to a place referred to as the House of Reason. This is the primary temple to Enuma Elish in the world. It is a large domed structure with 3 evenly spaced towers around the perimeter of the circular dome. And it's wonderful. It's glorious. It's one of the most beautiful buildings you've ever seen. There is just immaculate stained glass depicting various events and individuals of religious significance. There seems to always be music coming from it, whether it is choirs or the collective worship of the community, or sometimes, as in this morning, you hear this rhythmic series of bells going. You would know that there's a person who's standing at the top of one of these towers. He's got 2 ropes, and he's kind of pulling them to create music with his bells. And you progress through this. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. This is one of the most delightful places in the city, but it's pretty normal for you. You progress through, and you navigate your way through the main sanctuary, which at this time is just kind of open to anybody who wants to come in or do their own thing. There's not like a mass or an event going on right now. You head up the stairs of one of these towers and find yourself in a spacious, relatively lavish suite. There are 2 individuals in here, both human or human adjacent. One is a woman who looks like she can't be any younger than 80. This is a woman named Mother Mishka. She's just kind of there. You don't really know what she does. She doesn't really have any magical capability. She's not like a fighter or a healer or anything. She just participates in the religion to some extent. And then the other person you see is, of course, the Hand. This is the person who leads the whole thing. He is a human man, maybe early 60s, bald, tan skin, looks intense. Kind of holds himself very rigid. He sort of nods as you enter.
I think Vesper, upon entry, would absolutely bow to both of these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
He would produce his summons, knowing better than to approach, but would simply produce them and say, "My services were requested."
As you bow to her, Mother Mishka just up. And the hand on for his part just nods back at you in his own display of deference. Not necessarily your services that we're requesting, more your discretion and perhaps an explanation.
I will provide what I can provide any way I can. What is needed?
You're working a job tonight, is that correct?
That's correct,
Retrieving
yes.
somebody from the docks?
Yes.
Stay alive.
I had intended to. Is there some? May I ask? What's happening? What's wrong?
Nothing is wrong, per se. However, you are valuable to us. This work, we're not about to interfere with your work, but it would be a shame to lose you. And it would be a shame for you to be discovered. You are an important asset to us, and our connection, under no circumstances, can be revealed.
I fully understand. With any luck, I have taken preparations to ensure that we will not be uncovered.
Is this really a fight you want to start? This is direct action. This is the big leagues. You're retrieving something from within the property of the Magisterium. They will not forgive, they will not forget, and if they find out who you are, if they see your face, they will hunt you down and they will kill you. You prepared for this? Over a vendetta? A grudge?
I understand the risks. Sometimes direct action is necessary.
I don't disagree, but stay alive. And
I have no intentions of dying.
In that case, I look forward to hearing whatever you care to share at some other point. Goodness go with you. And goodness go with you is the standard, like, goodbye of this religion, essentially.
I think he would just simply bow once more. Goodness go with you. I don't think he has a need to divulge much more at this point to these people.
Mother Mishka kind of nods at you. It was good seeing you again, dear.
You as well, Mother. Goodness go with you.
And Eris, can you describe for us a mundane afternoon?
Mundane afternoon for Eris, when she's not on a job at least, would probably be strolling around the markets, probably. Hood up, just either doing some window shopping or people watching. It really depends on her fancy that day.
What do you look like today?
Oh, I mean, obviously, aside from her hood up, it's like your typical adventurer's garb, but rather like slightly tanned skin, long black hair. But if you look close enough, you can see some highlights of red at the very tips of it. But the most interesting thing about it, if you happen to look her directly in the eyes, these piercing, blood red eyes,
Mhm.
almost unforgettable. But aside from that, aside from that, pretty much your
Gotcha.
average person walking around.
Mhm. As you are walking through the market, which so you would be, for example, in like a large outdoor market, just a bunch of stalls all over the place. Most of what is being sold here are mundane goods, food, cloth of all kind of quality and intended purpose. Uh, Amongst these things, there are also vendors of magical goods, not at all uncommon. You see people trying to hawk sending stones. You see them um, uh, trying to sell little charms or other like a brooch or like a piece of jewelry that has a spell attached to it. Um, Again, all very kind of mundane everyday wares. As you're walking, like a child just sort of like runs by and almost bumps into you. Oh, sorry. And this kid's like 6 years old, and he runs up to this cart that's in this sort of main road. That seems to have fallen. It seems like it seems like a wheel has fallen off, and he runs over. You can't quite hear what's going on, but the cart driver kind of lifts the wheel up, and this kid just kind of opens his palm, and there's this strange blue green glow coming from his hand, and he just like puts it on where the wheel meets the axle, and he just mends it. Regular shit.
Yeah.
As this happens, you get almost like shoulder checked. Yeah, someone just kind of like bumps into you. You're looking
Oh.
good today.
Don't I always?
You do, but it's a different kind of good every day. If you were to turn, you would see this vibrant red tiefling woman. She's got two pairs of horns that kind of curl back along the side of her head. These vibrant cat-like yellow eyes. The pupils like a splinter. She's stocky and well built, and wearing this like this long black coat over like a white shirt and pants. You would know this woman as Mara Gallagher. She is an artificer, a magical artisan in the city.
Well, what brings you to me, Mara?
Work.
Lovely. What kind of job do we have?
Search and rescue? Or tracking a person? Afraid I don't know which.
Oh, a mystery. Color me intrigued.
You'll be fighting the Magisterium.
She does let out a big sigh at that. Oh well. They were a good client while they lasted. I always knew it would come to this, though.
They can continue to be a good client as long as you keep that pretty face of yours hidden. Or find a new one.
You leave that to me, honey.
As I always do. Meet me at the Lich Lord Tavern in 2 days.
Alrighty. It's a date.
The date. Two days pass, and one by one, the three of you find yourselves filing into this place, the Lich Lord Tavern. This is a popular establishment, all things considered. It's more towards the walls of the city. It's in a relatively impoverished area, as most things towards the walls of the city are. You won't hear anyone say it officially, but the general consensus is that the poor are somewhat of a bulwark between the well-off and the dangers of the outlands that are outside the city walls. That said, a new class of people has emerged within the past generation or two. This weird hodgepodge of adventurers, thrill seekers, and experts in violence called the divers. These are people who delve into the ruins beneath the city to retrieve treasure and fight monsters. They fucking love this place. They're here all the time. And as a result, the Magisterial Guard, the law enforcement arm of the government of the city, the mages who run life, they give this place a pretty wide berth because there's not really much they can do about it. So one by one, you kind of all file into this place. What is it like? What do you do when you see each other? Do you recognize each other? Do you go for a drink at the bar?
I am immediately see our friends like, oh, hi, important business. Wife's in trouble. Mara, where are you?
You sort of bumble your way into the Lich Lord Tavern and you say your hellos, you greet anybody you see, and then you just call out in distress. You definitely get some looks. But you do hear, sort of over to your left in a corner of this warm, well-lit room, there's this wooden furniture everywhere. The place is packed. Over you oaf!
Oh, hi, hello. I put my fist on the table.
Hey, Fisty. Mara.
Oh my god. All right. So, we got some trouble. Some trouble is happening. What the fuck?
I'm working on it.
You sure you're working on it? Because if you need help, I'm gonna go in. I can go all in on this. This is. Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
This situation is evolving quickly. Information can't always get to you at the speed you would perhaps like it to.
Okay, all right.
I know it's been a couple of days. I know you're anxious. I too would like to have Caroline walking free among the rest of us. But that's not an option right now. So you need to work with me, and you need to control those emotions, especially as you plan to go retrieve your wife from a secure compound. Got it?
Will be the most calm and generous person you have ever met.
I don't need calm and generous. I need quiet and violent. Can you do that?
I could do violence. I haven't really scotch guard my suit in a bit, so I don't want it to get stained or anything. But if it's for Caroline, I can definitely do that.
This is why we needed help. And as that is said, Vesper and Eris, what's it like when y'all walk into this den of adventurers?
When Eris walks in, she will look around for a second, kind of take in the view, and make her way over to the bar.
Sure, absolutely. You make your way over to the bar. There is a young, although that's it's anyone's guess. There's an elf woman behind the bar.
Loose term.
She could be anywhere from 50 to 125, right? That young. And she turns there to you. You know this woman relatively well if you spent any time hanging out among adventurers or if you spent any time at this bar. This is Nettle. She owns half the place. and she tends the bar. She just kind of looks over at you. What do you look like? Does she know this appearance?
Actually, it's so funny you say that. Give me 1 second while I pull up something because I have a feeling. I think we're probably gonna be the same appearance as yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
At least 2 days ago, sorry.
Mhm.
And this is definitely one that she's seen before. So she is Nettle has definitely seen Eris this way before, so there's some pleasantries to be had with Nettle.
Mm-hmm.
Nettle, dear darling, been quite a while.
She kind of looks you up and down. You know, for someone who can change their appearance at will, you sure do wear the same fucking clothes all the time.
I mean, what can I say? Classics never go out of style, dear.
Fair enough, fair enough. What can I get you?
Oh, the usual.
Mm. And she produces some drink that you have an affinity for. What brings you here? Are you just exploring?
I wish. Apparently there's a job to be had. And then instructions led me here.
Oh, this is a place for work. You going underground?
Still haven't figured that out yet. But must be interesting. For sure.
Well, if you do, let me know. I want to be the first person on the odds. And you know that's a kind of morbid practice the divers have. It's not uncommon for bets to be placed once someone goes underground as to whether or not they'll come back.
Oh, you'll be the first person I tell, don't worry.
Good to know, good to know. And Vesper, what's it like when you come into the bar?
I don't think Vesper frequents places like this super often.
Mhm.
So I think that he is a little like, I don't want to drink. I have to be here. What do I do?
Mhm.
If I sit at the bar, they're gonna offer me a drink. I don't want to drink. I don't. How do I get this over with as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
So I think he purposely sits in like a table by himself, not at the bar, but is just like maybe a little bit more conspicuous than normal, like his hood's down, still wearing like the typical leather armor and whatnot. So like obviously, like, hi, if somebody is looking to contract somebody to do something illegal, you'd probably go to him.
Yeah.
So I think he is just like sitting here and probably trying to like avoid the eye contact with waitresses or barmaids, and is trying to get this over with.
Absolutely, yeah. As you just kind of post up and just kind of like make yourself appear unapproachable. You hear through the crowd this kind of like the strange sound of like pistons and steam exhaust and metal kind of clanking around. As you look around, and a small monkey made of metal, brass and steel, this bizarre worked creature looks at you with these glowing cyan blue eyes, just kind of cocks his head in your direction, just kind of points at you, and then points over at a table where you see a couple of tieflings appearing to have some kind of an intervention.
Do you speak common, little contraption? You answered, so that means you do. So I think he'll pick it up by whatever close to innate scruff it has,
Sure.
if it has something. And he will simply stride over to the tieflings and kind of put it in the middle of the table.
Mara kind of nods at you, this bright red tiefling woman. Fun fact, this might be the first time you've ever been in a room that has two tieflings in it. Ever. There are not a whole lot of these people out in the world. And so it's not a common sight. But Mara sort of nods in your direction. You know this person by reputation more than anything else. Vesper, glad to see you.
You must be Mara.
I am, and I see you've met Junk. The mechanical monkey sort of turns around and like gives you a wave.
Vesper does not return the wave.
Mhm.
I think he would simply, you contracted my services.
It did. I suppose I will begin to make introductions now. Beseech, this
Hmm?
is Vesper. You can think of him like an activist.
I hate that word.
Would you prefer dissident?
Yes.
This is Vesper. You can think of him as something of a dissident. Vesper, this is Beseech. His wife is missing and you're going to find him in exchange for money.
I really appreciate it, Vesper, the dissonant. How you do?
Vesper kind of nods in your direction. I think he is visibly confused about why he would be involved in such a thing, but also money is money. So I think he just kind of reluctantly pulls up a chair at this point and
Sure.
is just going to listen.
As you post up, Eris, you are visited by Junk, the mechanical monkey. He sort of like hops from the ground like 4 feet in the air up to the bar and just kind of like looks at you and then like points at you, then points at the table.
Oh, okay. I guess that's where my work takes me. She's gonna wave off to Nettle. Ta.
Good hunting.
We'll see.
All right, and sure. So you are all at the table. Mara goes through, introduces each one of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, to review, I want you to find my friend and his wife. The last place we are aware of her presence was a compound at the docks owned by the Magisterium. It's guarded. We don't know too much about what's inside. All we know is that people who go in don't usually come out. We haven't seen any ships come through, so we have reason to believe that she's still there as long as they're not transporting people by magic, in which case all bets are off, I suppose, at that point. But this is important. I can't get into
if you want to hire help.
Caroline's work is significant. It's of historical value, you could say. It's not an option for her to provide information to the Magisterium. That is not a reality in which we can live. And so I need you to find her and bring her back as quickly as possible.
All right.
Rest assured, you will hurt the Magisterium in the process. If that matters to you, I hope you brought a mask. And if that's enjoyable to you, then, well, you're welcome.
I think Vesper kind of scoffs.
Eris sort of chuckles at the mention of a mask. It's like, oh, don't you worry about
that. I guess I'll make sure to grab a mask then. Just take like some of the napkins on the table and just kind of like start tying it up together and just kind of like put it around my face. Does this work or not?
You're not used to these kinds of jobs, are you?
No, I don't. I don't do these things. Sorry, I'm just a little frazzled right now because my wife has been kidnapped.
Do we know how that happened exactly?
I'm curious about that as well.
Now, what have you gotten her into? Seriously.
Me? I haven't gotten her into anything that she didn't want to do herself. What do you... Mara takes a drink and then she looks at you, Beseech. What do you say, lover boy? Do you want to tell them the whole story?
Sierra's just turned back to him with like a spill the tea, honey.
I am not one to kiss and tell, so.
I'll put it this way. I need more information if I'm going to be putting my neck on the line for someone who is foolish enough to be kidnapped by anyone, but especially by the Magisterium.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. First off, do not dare call my wife foolish. She is a marvelous person, smart as a whip, just absolutely fantastic. And B, well, she was just trying to, like, do some stuff to, like, better the cause and everything. That usual shindig.
There's a toad on the table. That should be noted. As Beseech is either preparing to tell this story or just rambling to divert, this toad turns to you. Vesper? That's not usual. What do you want to know?
Yes, everyone, this is Mephisto. This is our familiar.
All manner of tiny, small, creepy things speaking to me today, it seems. Hello, Mephisto. I just give me a general backstory about how this happened so that our chances for success are maybe a little bit less than 0 when we walk right into something that the Magisterium owns.
The King of Hell is dying. He is old and feeble. Mother, the one this calls Caroline, wants to take his throne. It is foolish, but possible. She has been in hell. When she returned, she was caught. We need to uncapture. If what she knows is discovered by your mages. The throne of hell is made for us alone. It is not for you. Do you understand?
I think Vesper kind of shrugs nonchalantly. That's all I needed to know.
Feed Mephisto another worm.
He eats it. Mara takes a sip of her drink. Any more questions?
None here.
Good. Well, you've had a couple of days to prepare. What have you done? What have you done?
All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm much more of a person who's just like, I'm a pretty good actor when it comes to people and everything. So I brought me a worker's uniform. I can just blend in right in. Just Whatcha, put it on there, change the voice a little bit, and then bim bam doozle, I am your man.
Good to know. Anybody else?
I've scouted the location. I have made up something of a map for potential points of entry that won't raise as much alarm, or at least can mitigate any encounters with the guards they have posted.
All right. Cool. So backing up a quick second, we're gonna start hitting our first rolls of the game. So Nate,
God.
can you roll me? You're not proficient with like a disguise kit or anything, are you?
No, so this should be interesting.
Okay,
Let's
sure. So
go.
roll me something based on charisma. You're not proficient in it. This is
Okay.
yeah,
So straight charisma check?
straight charisma check. Let's see what happens.
All right, here we go. This is gonna be fun. Here we go, guys. Hooba! Okay. All right, that's decent. That's a 15.
15, that'll do it. Yeah. So what kind of work are you going for? You going for like a laborer kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like a laborer kind of thing and everything. Just kind
Okay.
of like a bit of a jumpsuit, maybe like some like a fake beard or something you can like put on with like sperry gum and stuff.
Yeah.
Is
So
the high vis vest and clipboard.
yeah. So I'll say what you were able to retrieve is like just regular work clothes, right?
Yeah.
But the important thing, the thing that matters, is you were able to find a signet ring and a pin for the Stonemasons Guild.
Yeah.
These things don't get passed out. These are like guild property. They're only given to members, and you're not supposed to have them if you're not part of the guild. And so the fact that you were able to retrieve these items indicates some like black market activity or some theft. But either way, you've got the gear to pretend to be a member of the Stonemasons Guild. So Seth, you said you were scouting out points of entry. Can you roll me maybe like investigation?
I can. Let's use the big pretty d20.
And if you have another skill you would like to use, let me know.
Investigation works just fine. I forgot that as a decent modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's it.
Can't read you. 18. 18 total.
18 total. That'll do it. Let me pop up the map for a second. So I will say I will say that you have been able to identify when shipments, when wagons typically come in and leave the place. You've been able to scout ahead and identify stowing away in like a wagon full of like supplies, essentially bread, food, rations, stuff like that. Okay, they stop at this bakery at this time to pick up like their hardtack or whatever the fuck, and you will be able to get yourself into that wagon to get it. This will only work for you, but you have an entry for yourself. Eris, what preparations did you make for infiltrating the dockside compound?
So in terms of really preparations, she mainly just did some prep for herself. Honestly, nothing really in terms of like, because I think if they said that we've already got a way in, or we kind of know the map, she kind of basically just prepped her weapons, just maybe added a touch of poison to them just in case. But nothing really too serious in terms of like, oh, I scouted out the locations or scouted out the guard. Actually, there's something she could have done. She would have probably gotten some info about the guard rotations from an unsuspecting guard, probably some way, shape, or form.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll like maybe like a persuasion or like a insight or a deception check. One of those three.
Okay. Let's do deception. I could use my fancy dice tower.
Yeah.
That should be, yep. And that is a 24.
All right, sure thing. So I'll tell you what. I will. Hang on a second. Whoops. Oh, damn. Whoops. I didn't know y'all could see all of that.
Oh.
Okay. Well, whatever.
What did I miss? Are there secrets?
I didn't see any
there,
secrets.
there are supposed to be.
Missed it.
Dang it.
Give me 1 second as I frantically adjust the shit over here.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, yeah, I will say that. So, if in talking to the guards, I will say that you are able to determine a couple of things. One, you learned that there's a set of like master keys in there somewhere that would probably be necessary to fully explore the area, which you may or may not need to do depending on how quickly you're able to identify the information you need. So there's that. The other thing you would be able to do is, I'd say you would know that if you roll up at like essentially the equivalent of like 11 o'clock at night, that's when the shift change will occur. There's not really going to be necessarily a decrease of personnel on site, but it's going to be less organized. So you might have people not necessarily at their post. Specifically, this would be relevant for the watchtower. There is a watchtower. There's supposed to be someone up there all times. The one time you're going to have an opportunity to not have someone up there is at shift change.
Perfect.
Right.
Well, now that we've got that all taken care of, how soon do you want to move out?
Up for you to decide ultimately.
Sooner the better. Sooner the better would be very, very good.
Well, you're the one with the guard change information. Why don't you tell us when the best time would be? They take several deliveries for my part, so I should be able to get in. There are two good opportunities.
She'll go ahead and like relay like at what time would probably be best. Like,
Sure,
like
yeah.
oh, there no be like watchtowers around like this time and so and so. I was like, yeah, there'd probably be no one in the watchtowers around this time of night. Probably be our best bet to get in if we wanted to do it that way.
Sounds like I'm going to be hiding in a wagon for a couple of hours, but that's fine.
All right. Okay. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. We can do this. We can do this.
I'm
So, should
going
we-
to be
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to be honest, Beseech. Your repetitive, self-motivating speeches are giving me doubts.
Why is everyone saying that? Everyone has been fucking doubting me. Why?
Probably because you do look a tad, how shall we say, in the nicest way possible, absolutely frazzled, dear.
You want to see serious?
Yes, we do.
Let me just look at some stuff here.
Sure.
Let's see, what does thaumaturgy do again? I just kind of like use thaumaturgy just to make my eyes glow a bright blue as just like as I just like start casting Armor of Agathis around me as like ice frost kind of like covers my entire suit. All right. Let's fucking go.
There we go.
Better.
Much better.
As you cast the spell and like visible ice begins to like coalesce around your suit, you do notice like a couple of the adventurers kind of like nudge each other and like subtly point in your direction, like check out this guy.
Is it like a jeering like
Oh no! Magical skill in adventuring is a prized capability. They're like,
Okay.
oh damn, like,
Okay.
all right.
Excellent.
So I think we're actually going to take our break right here and then hit the
Okay.
ground running once we roll into the battle map. So for everybody at home and for everybody on stream, we're gonna take a quick 5-10 minute break. So you're welcome to get up, pet your pets, grab some water, use the restroom, do whatever you got to do, and we'll be right back.
Bye.
Hey, hi, howdy, y'all. Thanks for sticking around with the break. Thanks for sticking around with us during the break. And let's get to some infiltrating. So y'all have received your mission, and you have departed from the Lich Lord Tavern, and you are now headed downhill. So you can imagine the layout of Zenith is roughly like a crescent, right? It's a little bit of like a hollowed out semicircle where the outer edge is against a set of walls that separate the city from the outlands, and everything just flows downhill straight to the sea. So at this point, you are headed downhill towards the docks. Yeah, that's where we're at.
All right.
What's your traveling like?
Okay. I am just like quickly getting into like the worker's uniform and just like putting on the Sparagum beard, and just like, all right, my name is Chad. Let's do this.
Excellent. Love it. As you do that, you hear from your shoulder, let's do this.
Exactly. But mother.
Mother. For Eris and Vesper, this is quite strange. This is not like any familiar you've really seen before. They're usually not this vocal. They usually don't talk. But you know, shit happens out here.
Yeah.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
So are you going to explain at any point why you are father to a toad?
Well, you know how people like to say that they are their parents to like pets and everything, and little Fisty here is our pet.
Little.
Sorry, did you say little fisty?
Yes. Fisty, Fisto, Fista Adams, whatever you like to call him.
I think Eris is gonna be like trying to give him like little pets, but she's definitely intrigued by it, by little fisty at this point. To be like, so what is the best way to like give him pets or scritches? What does he like?
Well, Fisto, what do you like?
I am not a pet. You do not pet me. But I do like earthworms.
Oh, earthworms. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, all right.
As y'all head downhill, a couple of things you see along the way. The first, as you're heading down, before you've really left kind of the outer ward, the relatively impoverished area of the city, all of these various wooden and stone buildings of different composition, all sort of like tightly packed together. Everything here is kind of dull in color. There's not a lot of decoration or vibrant clothes or anything of that sort, which is why this individual in their crimson red cloak kind of sticks out to you so much as you head out of the bar and begin heading down towards the sea. You walk past an alleyway and see what appears to be some, in stature, like a teenager or almost. Somebody casting the color spray spell to essentially do graffiti. Someone is casting color spray on a wall, writing something. Do you intervene or read, or do you just pass on like, hey, that's the city?
Vesper absolutely would stop and look.
Oh.
Same with Eris,
Would
probably.
just
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna roll perception for this individual just to see if they notice they're being watched. And that is good enough. So this figure is like casting the spell, and the wall is kind of blocked from by their body, and they turn to you, and it's weird. They've got this faceless white mask on. It's very eerie against this red cloak, and they look at you, and you can see a tension kind of rise up in their body, and they just bolt. And you are left observing this wall that they were graffitiing, excuse me, I'm trying to find my words here. They have sprayed on the wall this phrase: "Living is a problem because everything dies." If you would like to roll, I would say history or religion. There is an association with this phrase, but it's not immediately apparent.
Eris is terrible at both of those.
Hell yeah.
What did you say? History, religion?
History or religion, or you can
I'll
just
take the
pass
plus
it
one
by.
to roll. That's sure.
All right, let's see
Interesting
it.
enough
It'll be
for
like a 12 or
scrutiny.
above.
How is a 5?
Oh, no!
A 5, unfortunately, is not going to give you a ton. It rings a bell. Like, you've heard this phrase or something similar before, but it's not quite clicking. You get the sense that this is somewhat outside the mainstream. This is somewhat outside the common currents of thought.
I think Vesper would shrug and continue on his way then.
Probably Eris probably pondered for a minute and then probably set off after Vesper.
Besiege, can you roll me an insight check?
Okay, yeah, sure. I don't like. Oh no, no. Okay, I should be good on insight. I got a +1, so that's a 6.
Nothing.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's not good.
No.
That's not good.
Oh, we're gonna have a great time.
It's all good. All right. Let's do this, shall we?
Yes.
All right. How are we gonna do this? How do we just like spread out, or should I just act like I'm your superior and that way we can lead you guys in, or are you all just going to disappear while I'm not looking?
Oh, this is that, and he gestures to your uniform.
Mhm.
That is all you. And
Oh,
Vesper
okay.
goes to depending on the timing, he either is going to chill somewhere waiting for one of those wagons or finds one, and then I'll roll to like get into it.
For the sake of some semblance of synchronicity and
However you want to do
convenience
it.
here, I will say that you would know that you can kind of dip into this wagon that you would be chasing further down towards the docks and later on in the night. So you've got a good amount of time with your companions here.
Gotcha.
Right now, it's maybe like 7 or 8 o'clock, roughly. And based on the information you've gotten from Eris, you're looking at like 11 o'clock infiltration time. So you've got 3 to 4 hours before you need to start like ducking into your wagon here.
Cool beans. Then I do still read your outfit. But I think instead the follow-up is just so first heist, huh?
Anything I should be worried about? Any pointers? Any tips?
Well, don't be
usually,
seen.
That's usually a big one. Yeah. Let's see. I usually have 4 things I usually like to follow on every heist. So
Okay.
make sure to memorize it. 1, make the plan. We've already done that.
Mhm.
2, execute the plan, as we're doing right now. 3, expect the plan to go off the rails.
Okay.
And 4, throw away the plan.
But doesn't that contradict all the other plans that we just said and everything? What?
It's better if you don't really think about it. Works out quite well in the end. And you'd be surprised how often it actually happens, especially on jobs like these.
Oh, lordy. Okay. That's all right.
I mean, but then again, you know all about that, wouldn't you, Vespi?
I knew that I shouldn't have accepted this. I should have turned back as soon as I saw you in that fucking bar.
Aww. You can't say it would have been interesting. I mean, like, the object has taken so much from you right there. You don't want to do anything?
Boy. Oh.
Vesper
Oh,
sees
we're-
silently.
Oh, this is going to be a great heist. I can already tell.
Beseech, I don't mean to keep picking on you, but can you roll me an Arcana check?
Yeah. No.
Roll everything.
No.
Roll
no problem.
everything. This is your episode.
Look. If Beseech is coming here as the amateur, this is information that y'all would know. But like, does
Fair.
Beseech know? We don't know yet.
This is the question.
So I have a -1, so that's a
Got this.
6.
Oh.
You have the information that that has been provided to you by Eris. Eris and Vesper. I will add an additional kind of point that it's so obvious to you that it goes without saying, but the common kind of understanding of adventuring, doing work in the city of Zenith is that if a mage shows up, you cut and run. There's no way to assess the capabilities of these people, and some of them are just going to be, slinging small bits of fire at you from a distance, and they can be taken out with relative ease. Other people can teleport you into the middle of the ocean. Other mages can fly and become invincible and crush you to a pancake within 10 seconds, right? And you have no way to know who's who. So, in addition to all of that planning, there's also the very common knowledge for professionals of sort of dastardly work in the city. Like, once magic gets in the game, you get out. This point is either lost on Beseech, who is a mage themselves, or it's just something that is not immediately apparent.
I'm too worried about my wife, man. I miss my wife, Tails. I miss my wife.
It's my wife.
Right.
Speaking of mages, as you continue through the city, you pass through some of the more central locations. In particular, you pass by the foot of this enormous, like, dark blue-green tower. It almost looks crystalline in its material construction. This thing stretches far and away above everything else in the city. It is at a lower relative elevation than the walls, but it sticks out high above them. This is the seat of the Magisterium. This is the center of power in the city. Mages from all over the world, people of all different connections to magic, whether they can cast spells due to association with patron, or whether they have magic from years of practice and study, or whether they're just born with it, or any other way you could be connected to magic. You could be connected here. And it is at this place, as you are passing by, that you pass by something of a, imagine something halfway between a demonstration and a lecture. You walk by and you see this figure, this middle-aged, roughly elvish woman. She's probably 200 years old or something, and she's speaking to a sizable crowd, maybe roughly 120 people, and you hear just like a snippet of this discussion as you kind of pass by, and you kind of have to bamboozle your way through this crowd. You hear, "We live in a golden age. Never before have the common people been so blessed by progress and circumstance that individual survival is an afterthought, if not a foregone conclusion. Magic, chief among virtues, born of the minds and tenacity of us, of mortals. It rains down from above. That the dissidents and outcasts of this city continue to receive this blessing and meet us with jealousy and fear, that is only proof of our benevolence. We, the chosen few, have been gifted with magic by the gods. Therefore we, the Magisterium, must bear the burden of power on behalf of civilization."
I think Vesper probably bristles a bit at the just hearing it, but now is probably not the time to be doing much. I do think, because I'm a shithead, I do think maybe, like whenever, well, not whenever, but if you've ever been to like one of those things, or like a college campus or something where there's someone talking and there's people,
some fucker,
and you're kind of not feeling it, sometimes you can just like unplanned make eye contact with somebody else in the crowd who's also not feeling it, and you both kind of like, you know what I mean?
So
a little nod of acknowledgement.
I rolled a check for this person's charisma. They got a 19. So what happens is, as this is said, the crowd is in it, and as this woman concludes her thought, there is a good bit of like cheers and applause and assent, and you make eye contact with like a little boy who can't be more than like 12 or 13, and you make the eye contact of like, "Isn't this a load of shit, huh?" And he scowls at you.
Oh well.
Oh.
Can't win them all.
Okay.
I forgot how annoying that whole dogma of theirs was. I was just in it for the money whenever I worked for them, but They always have to give you a mouthful every time.
Well, you know, people like to express themselves and what they believe in, and sometimes can go a little bit crazy, but it's just the way it kind of works around in this town and stuff.
You got a fair point there.
Yeah.
Although we'll say a little crazy is a bit of an understatement.
Batshit crazy? How does that sound?
Your words, not mine.
All right. Good to know.
Little Fisty kind of croaks up. She's not wrong.
I know.
The burden of power is borne by the powerful.
And I am gonna tell you, Fisty, I am going to be a very powerful warlock. So stop doubting me.
Unhand me, father!
Oh, so you do acknowledge me as your father. Okay. I can't wait to tell Caroline about this. She's going to be so proud of you.
I acknowledge the power of your arm against this feeble, flabby body. Now put me down!
Okay. You know,
Yeah, that happens.
oh, lordy.
I think Vesper by now is just very visibly rigid. Like the way someone looks when they want to say something badly, but are just deciding against it. So I think he's just kind of, if you were watching him, you would see he is trying to just get through this crowd after that interaction as quickly as possible.
Sure.
I am gonna start getting into character as my worker persona, getting the clipboard, all of that, just trying to blend in the crowd,
Sure.
putting on the signet on and everything. You're muted.
I found that. I was like, wait a minute. I think Eris will kind of look over to Vesper, kind of notice how tense he is, try to break the tension before a job, because being tense before a job is never usually a good thing. I don't think I've seen you this tense since the first time I ended up stealing your what was it, that thing that I stole? Oh right, that gem heist.
Oh, yes. That gem heist where you cost me a month's worth of food for my parents. Thanks for that, again.
Oh, you're welcome. But you know what they say. You snooze, you lose, honey.
Dang.
Indeed. Why are you here again? I didn't think you cared about anybody except for yourself.
Oh. Let's just say the job intrigued me. That's all it is. And we'll leave it at that.
Right, so nothing's changed. Got it.
You know me so well.
Unfortunately.
I like them.
They're pretty nice. I'll have to say they're pretty nice. Maybe we'll invite them for tea. How about that?
Yes, very good.
Excellent. You guys like Jasmine?
I'm sorry.
I mean, like the tea?
Yes.
Oh.
No.
She's like, you can hear Vesper Eris kind of give a mock gasp. Ves, I didn't think. Wow, you really have to try it sometime. Or is that too high class for you?
If you're insinuating that tea is a luxury item, and therefore I wouldn't be able to fully appreciate it, you're correct. I don't see the point, to be frank with you.
Oh God, I did the rich person thing where I accidentally flaunt my wealth. I am so sorry. I'm not that kind of person. I am holy Jesus Christ. Well, this is just an awkward situation right here, right now.
I have no quarrel with you. It is purely with our. What are you exactly?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Our co-worker.
Co-worker or co-worker? Because I'm sensing a little bit of tension between the two.
To put it bluntly, she has been nothing but a thorn in my side every time I have been unlucky enough to see one of her many faces.
Ah, okay. All right. That that really sucks, man.
To put it mildly.
You can see Eris just have like a shit-eating grin on her face the entire time like this
Oh, yeah,
conversation
she's
is
loving this
happening.
for sure.
All right.
Alex, you're muted.
Cackling at chat.
What's happening in chat?
It's very
Oh.
It's
funny.
rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
All right. And yeah, the progression down to the docks is otherwise regular. I would say the first person that probably has to split off would be Vesper due to his chosen method of entry. So you get down probably like 3/4 of the way, and Vesper, you would know this is your time to kind of peel off from the rest of the group. You might be able to get into this wagon undetected, but the chances of two people doing it, not likely.
Yeah.
All right. I think just before I peel off from the group, it's kind of like business mode. I will turn, I will look both of them in the eye, and I will say, "Don't get caught," and then I will leave.
How can I get caught? I'm wearing this glorious beard and I have a different voice. Come on, man.
Well, at least you're confident. It does carry you quite a bit of the way, I will say.
It's all about that Riz, as the kids would say, and I have buttloads of Riz.
Maybe don't say that again. And you might be
Ever.
a little farther.
Yeah, I hated that too. I hated that too. Oh, dear God.
All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of odd timing stuff. So we'll cut to Vesper trying to get into this wagon as the first thing. So Vesper, you kind of post up outside this like dockside bakery. Essentially, you know, they're gonna get loaded up with food, rations, various stuff. This is primarily how the Magisterium operates. They don't have their own sort of supply chains, for lack of a better word. They just pay various individuals throughout the city to provide what they need. And so it's not at all an unusual circumstance for a kind of a work transport in this way to stop at a private business, pick up some stuff, and head to some kind of official location. So as this wagon pulls up, it's covered thing, almost like an Oregon Trail looking kind of wagon. Interestingly enough, it's not really pulled by anything. It's just the wagon, and there's this kind of cloaked figure in this kind of like real rough spun light gray hooded cloak who's kind of driving the thing. And it stops in front of this bakery and they begin loading crates onto it. Shortly afterwards, it begins to take off again. At what point do you decide to get into the wagon, and what's your angle?
I think once the others have cleared off, the wagon's loaded. I think that's probably when he would try and make entry. Is like after they're like, "All right, it's loaded. Let's go." And they do the typical thing where like tap it twice and it goes. And in that moment, just after the tap, when it starts to pull away.
All right, sure. Go ahead and roll stealth for me. Let's see how well you can get in here undetected.
Yeah.
Do I trust you?
This will be like a DC 12.
Okay, I trust you. What am I rolling?
Stealth.
Just straight up stealth. Okay.
Yes.
26.
That'll do it for sure.
Yeah.
Plus
That's
8
above
modifier.
That's above a 12. So, yeah, this thing begins to roll off of its own accord. And you are able to sort of time it right. And the crowd has begun to thin at this point. Not much goes on at the docks at night. There's not a lot of stuff coming in late, typically. And most of the work is not done overnight. If a ship comes in and needs to be loaded, well, damn, that's got to wait for the morning. So as this thing begins to roll off, you just kind of casually walk up to it, grab one of the sort of like support beams for the tarp covering it, and just hop on in. And because of your training and your skill set, you managed to do this silently. The only real interesting thing to note is as this cart begins its downward descent towards the sea, you kind of like at some point you like peek over the boxes and like see, you know, basically the only thing you can see, which is what's directly behind the wagon. And why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check for me?
Sure. Don't fail me now. And...
Be like a DC 10.
Oh yeah, then that 16.
That'll do it. You see a very old human woman in this sort of immaculate white robe. Mother Mishka kind of makes eye contact and nods in your direction. You're muted?
Oh, that was me silently. What the fuck?
Perfect.
I think that he would just... I don't even think he would acknowledge
Mhm.
her. I think he would just kind of quickly duck his head back down and do what I just did. Just go, the fuck.
All right.
During this next scene, I'm going to step away really quick because that was my door.
Perfect.
So-
Cutting back
Perfect.
over to Beseech and Eris, you progress further down to the docks, and eventually you come to the sea. You're on a concrete platform that's maybe 10, 15 feet, or maybe not 10, 15, maybe 5, 10 feet above the water. And you can see up ahead from where you are on kind of like the northern edge of this semicircle that is the city. You see this large walled compound, and you know that's where you're headed.
All right.
You're making your final approach at this point, and I'll say time happens. It's roughly go time now.
All right. We can do this. I absolutely believe in you. If I was a bard, I would give you some bardic inspiration, but no, I am going to give you warlock inspiration. Now, this is very, very important. This warlock inspiration gives you the power to do whatever the fuck you want. To a certain degree, but I believe that you can do this. So, ready to kick some ass?
I should be asking you that, but yes, the answer is yes.
All right. Let's fucking go.
All right. You approach these large kind of I forget the word for it, but it's these large kind of, it's like a concrete mixed with like seashells and like local minerals. It's common in old construction in Florida.
It
Don't
is.
know if that's relevant.
It is. I can't confirm that.
Yep, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, you come up to these walls. They're like these like large, like almost dark gray cinder block looking motherfuckers that are just embedded with a bunch of shells and stuff. And it's built up maybe 20 feet high or so. And there's like a wooden like guardhouse entryway at this place, and you're just kind of like approaching it. It's not weird yet. That you're too close here, but it's rapidly becoming weird, right? It's the middle of the night, and you're walking up to this outpost, this compound. It's rapidly becoming, why the hell are you here? What are you doing? What's your approach like?
I'm just gonna like. Is there a door I can knock on or anything? A gate?
You can go straight through the checkpoint.
All right, gonna go straight to the checkpoint, keeping up the signet flashing and everything.
Sure, yeah. And at this point, I'll ask all our players to hop over to the Roll20 room.
Let's fucking go!
Let's
Uh,
go.
Eris, we'll hop to you for a second, but
Yeah.
Beseech, I'm gonna move you into the checkpoint, and I'm gonna say you are kind of greeted as you approach, because you're not making any effort to hide yourself from the top of the wall. You get a wave from an armored guards person wearing the typical sort of like sky blue and bronze uniform of the magisterial guard. Stonemason! And this person kind of descends from their perch on the wall and comes to meet you underneath this wooden checkpoint. You're kind of underneath a wooden arch building sort of situation. And they come up and they give you just like a hearty kind of handshake. Showing up late to work tonight, are we?
Sorry, just coming in and saying hi and everything. I brought some help to help us out and everything.
Would that help be Eris? This
Yes.
is me, the GM asking.
Yes.
Okay.
If Eris is
Eris,
still.
is that your cover? Is that your entryway?
I was gonna say I was gonna say if we could, because where exactly on the map did you say that the shift change would be weakest by the guard towers? You said.
So the guard tower is this guy up here, this kind of red, orange, yellow square thing. Can you see my ping?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so I've moved a person down from that. So there's no longer a person up there.
Mhm.
That's the benefit of showing up during shift change. So is your entryway still going to be coming in with Eris as like a social thing, or are you going to be trying to sneak in a clandestine kind of sneaky way?
I think we can probably. Just trying to think of my. Honestly, either or would be fine.
Sorry, I didn't mean to undercut you.
Oh no, you're fine.
Here, Beseech. I'm just trying to get Eris's vibe as well.
Yeah, no, I was trying to like get that as well, so that's all
Honestly,
good.
I think Eris could probably jump in, like walk in with Beseech. I think is like the help.
Sure,
Mhm.
absolutely. And I'll assume you've like changed clothes to match.
Yeah,
this.
there will be some clothes and form changing to sell this a little bit.
Not at all an issue. In that case, coming back to the guard, he kind of nods in your direction as well, Eris. Good to meet you. An apprentice?
Yeah, yes. And this is like in a very like almost male presenting voice almost.
Well, I'm sure you'll earn your ring soon. Especially working this heap. Plenty of work to be done out here.
We simply do what needs to be done.
And we are very grateful for it, as always. Here, permit me to let you in. And the guard turns around and pushes open this big kind of like a double door that's solid wood, kind of reinforced with steel, and kind of nods in your direction. Welcome in. You might need to grab keys for the work shed if you don't have them already. But feel free. The western wall is still a bit, so I imagine that's where you'll be working tonight. But you don't take orders from me, obviously.
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Eris will kind of give like a bow
Mhm.
and kind of nudge beseech the sir, shall we?
Oh yeah, totally. We'll see you later. All right.
Mhm.
Masons for life.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check so we can get a rough estimation of how this goes. You'll definitely be able to get in,
All right. Okay.
for sure. But like, how much of a vibe do you give?
Would this be applying to both of us, or just one of us?
Let's say each of you roll one die. Each of
Okay.
you roll a deception check.
All right.
All right. I have a +5. Let's do this, homie. Oh man, that's cocked, but it looked like a high number, but it was cocked.
Lights or not? Okay, that is a 17 on my end.
All right, that'll do it. Yeah, no one sees any issues with you. You're able to walk on in, no problem.
Oh no! I just saw the face.
I rolled an 8.
An 8.
I rolled a 3. I was like, come on, man.
I'll tell you what. As you're speaking, as you're going in, your beard is slipping. And
Sweat. It's all the sweat.
No.
it doesn't fall off, but as at the end of the conversation, after the guard pushes the doors in and turns around to go back into the checkpoint and head back onto the wall, he turns around and looks at you, and there's almost, you catch a brief like bit of confusion as he looks at your face, but he turns away, not really engaging with it, but you've definitely been like
Sussed a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a vibe.
Hey, look, people can have toupees for their heads, and some people can have toupees for their faces, okay? Don't be judging, okay?
It's not
Master.
not something I've seen before, but I don't judge.
Sir,
It's
we
called
really
beard therapy.
Sir, we really should be getting going.
Right, sorry, emotional trigger for me. That's all good. All right, see you later.
Sure.
Oh my god.
And at this point, I will say you two are both inside the compound. You turn, and to your left, you see a covered wagon, just kind of out. It doesn't look like it's been unpacked yet. And at this point, I will say we are in it. We're in the infiltration.
Let's do this.
As a result, it's up to you now. This is the place. What are you gonna do?
All right. Oh.
Just as a point of
Yes,
clarification for me, we obviously don't have intel on like where in any of these buildings she is being held captive, correct? Okay, I figured as much, but I'm just making sure I didn't miss
Okay.
anything.
You know that she was brought here at some point, and people who come in here don't generally go out.
Right.
But but there haven't been any ships seen entering or leaving. So the
Assumption
is that she has not been moved.
And then is the Roll20 up to date for like the guard positions right now?
Yes, it is.
Cool beans.
All right.
As you move deeper in, I will reveal more stuff. But broadly, that's a result of it being night. Right? You can't see like everything
Gotcha.
as soon as you come in. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So,
Well, ever work a kidnapping before, Eris?
close to it.
What do you
But I'll
think?
save the details of that story. But we should probably figure out where our target is first. That would be of utmost importance, I believe.
Right. So, in your experience, then, if you were going to be saving someone like we are now, what building would you be putting somebody that you captured?
I think Eris would kind of take a look and kind of recall, like, God, is there like a way to roll, I guess, and kind of use that sort of like thief's intuition of here. Okay, working kind of reverse engineering this. Where would I stash someone if I wanted them to be secure?
So there's no way to really know that based at this point. All the maps you have, all the information you have from this is bird's eye view.
Okay.
Essentially, it's looking from the outside. The sort of puzzle, this encounter is that discovery.
Okay.
All right.
Then in that case,
But there
we
are
need to get
people
some
around.
more-
Yeah, there are people
Yeah.
around. You can listen, you can talk, you can move, you can steal,
okay.
and you can kill.
We can, but let's rather not for now.
Yeah.
At least. For now. Do want to avoid triggering an alarm so early.
Yes.
But
I think it might be a good idea for you two to put those disguises to work.
All right. I can do this. I can do this. As I just readjust the beard, just like. Oh, should we just rip
Eris-
off the beard?
Eris is going to look at Beseech. Why don't I help you with that?
Okay.
Eris is going to see if they can find like a private corner and see if they can kind of help fix Beseech's disguise because they are proficient in a disguise kit. So
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
We have the same brain. I was gonna say that.
Hey!
Sure. Your tokens are yours. Feel free to move them around as needed. But I would say you don't really even need to walk too far to be able to kind of work on Beseech's disguise. Why don't you roll me if you're proficient? Why don't you roll me a check with a disguise kit?
Okay.
Now, this will be like a DC 12.
Alrighty, cool. Give me 1 second. That should be. Give me 1 sec. Alright, so that. It should be an int check if I recall correctly.
Hmm.
So let's do that plus that. 21.
21, hell yeah, yeah. So you're able to fix the beard toupee, no problem.
I love that we're calling it that now.
Hells yeah.
All right, there. That should keep it up for a bit, but don't.
Thank you.
Don't sweat too much, obviously, because that might be what caused it to,
Just like dab my forehead just a little bit. Okay, I'll try not to. We're gonna stay cool. We're gonna stay frosty up in here.
Sure.
All right.
We'll see that.
Alarm word: pineapples. If something's going wrong, just yell out pineapples.
Eris is willing to say that, and just kind of moves on. Let's just, yeah.
Beseech just kind of like gives himself a self high five, like, okay, that sounds good. Go team. All right, I'll just
And Eris is gonna be like a.
right.
Right. I'm gonna go check on, see what we can do for work. Okay. Hello, fellow workers.
There are no fellow workers. This is just you. It's
Well,
all guards and y'all.
Why
Well,
don't I
shit.
Why don't I get the tools, the keys from the work shed? And is gonna motion over to the guard and see if they can figure out anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So on the right-hand side of the map, that is the workshed. You can go ahead and move your token over there. And there's a guard kind of standing, leaning up against the wall, smoking a cigarette.
I don't think it's letting me move my token.
Ah, interesting.
It's not even letting me select my token.
Interesting. Can you try dragging your token onto the map? Go to your character sheet and just
Yeah,
drag in. Let me delete
Yeah.
your. Can you move
There.
that?
Yes, I can.
Hell yeah. All right, everyone, drag your token onto the map from the character thing. And we'll restart from there.
Okay.
Mine
so-
vanished.
Yes.
He deleted it probably. Just drag it in from the.
Mhm.
Go to the spellbook icon.
Yeah.
I thought I already did that earlier.
Sorry.
Just,
That might
to
have
make
been-
sure. Just to make sure, because Roll 20 can be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Why am I so old, you guys?
It's all
I feel that.
good.
I feel that.
All right, so Eris, you have moved over to this guard who's leaning up against the work shed and smoking a cigarette.
I think Eris will kind of trying to get the stuff from the workshop, so he's gonna look over. Long night.
Yep. Just getting started. Here till fucking dawn.
Must be pretty important if they got you guys out here guarding whatever.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Double check my bonus for that. Okay, it's such a good one. 21.
21? Hell yeah. Yeah. So they say. They keep all that nice and hidden, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, gotta love it when they don't tell us grunts anything.
yeah.
Because I mean,
You didn't hear it from me though.
kind of like gives like an eyebrow emoji, like, no, I certainly didn't.
And so what, you looking to have an early night, want to get in the shed?
Yeah, if you please, yeah, thank you.
Sure. And yeah, this guy sort of like goes over here, opens the door, and you're able to get into the work shed.
Coolio. So what exactly is inside the work shed?
So what is inside the work shed? Not a ton, to be honest. There's one thing that is, I would say, is of note is there is a set of stonemason's tools in here. So
Grab that just in case.
sure. You would also be able to find a sack of ball bearings and 2 silver. Would you like to roll an investigation check to look for anything further?
Sure, why not? Yeah,
Go
could
ahead.
not hurt.
It's going to be a DC 15.
How about an 8?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. There's some shit, and
Cool.
you don't really find anything else of note. It's work stuff.
Okay.
It is stuff for the maintenance of the facility.
Alrighty. Anyway, she'll probably grab the stonemason's tools and maybe the ball bearings. Those actually might come in handy.
Sure, absolutely. You
Yeah.
now have stonemason's tools and a sack of 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah.
Alright, she'll exit. They'll exit the work shed. Kind of hold up the stonemason's tools. And like, yep, got him. Alrighty. See ya.
Have fun hitting rocks.
Yeah.
Beseech, Vesper, what are y'all up to?
All right. I am gonna go seeing our friend do the stuff and everything. I'm gonna go up to this guy and just say,
Hey, I'm supposed to work in here. Can I check it out real quick?
Go ahead and roll deception.
Okay.
all right, come on. Come on. Roll good. Oh, okay. Okay, that is a 23.
Hey!
This young woman in her just a very immaculately kept guard uniform nods to you. About fucking time they get someone to fix this roof. And she steps aside and lets you into the armory and barracks.
Okay. All right. The armory and barracks. Okay, so that's probably not where Caroline is at, but that's okay. All right.
Do you go in or do you just walk away?
I'm gonna go in because if I don't, it's just gonna be sus. All
All right, yeah.
I'm inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
In here, you would see immediately any kind of standard weapon or armor that you can think of. It's a well-stocked armory, and you do notice 3 sleeping guards.
Okay. Okay. Is there like perhaps like any rope nearby or something?
Ah, sure, that's a mundane enough item, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna like casually and stealthily kind of like tie a rope to their feet all together, and then just kind of like if that's allowed, if that's allowed.
I'm not going to stop you. It's high risk, but it's allowed. Sure, go ahead. Roll sleight of hand.
Okay, here we go. Risking it for the biscuit. Okay, all right. 11?
That won't do it. Not
Okay.
stealthily.
All right.
So, Seth, can you roll me a die? Tell me whether you get even or odds.
Yay! I love when this happens.
Oh no!
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Too close to the sun. I'm so sorry.
What?
Odds 11.
That is quite unfortunate. So,
Oh,
this seems
no.
what happens is you get this rope and you're like, I have an idea. This is brilliant. This is genius. And you get your rope and you walk up to the first guard you see sleeping on their fucking cot, and you begin to like work the rope around their feet, and there's like a lazy, groggy kick in your direction. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, hey. I was just trying out this rope and everything. It was just practicing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
On my feet?
I mean, I can't really practice on my feet because my feet know how to like escape and everything.
Roll me a deception with disadvantage.
I was waiting for the disadvantage because
This is not a good look.
no, it's
No.
not. No, it's okay. All right. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. 17?
The guard looks at you. Whatever you're trying to do, not on me, buddy. Okay?
Okay.
Now fuck on out of here.
All right. Cool. Cool. Stonemasons for life. All right.
Just like exit the armory.
Sure.
Whoo! All right. So that was. I'm gonna need some better tools because holy crap, that is a big asshole. That is a big asshole. Oh, I'll be back. I gotta make sure to check out all the other roofs and everything.
Look, as long as I'm not waking up damp anymore, whatever.
Solidarity. All right. See you later.
And I'm just gonna like start
Mhm.
turn the corner and just go. Oh.
All right, Eris, what are you up to? Oh, not Eris, Vesper. I apologize.
I was
just
like,
about to correct you. Was
Okay.
just about to correct you.
No,
no,
sorry.
it's fine. You guys have fun playing D&D. I think Vesper is I like to think from his perspective. He's kind of taking stock and like putting, like he's got this idea of what it is top down, and now he's seeing it in 3D from the street view, so he's kind of consolidating that in his brain. He watches his companions go into there's little separate rooms. One of them emerges almost instantly, probably looking a little bit more than embarrassed. Is just like an amateur. But I think that for his part, I would like to roll an investigation check to see if there's like signs of a struggle. Because if this is just a warehouse district, there shouldn't be any signs of like somebody who's been transported against their will if they were fighting. So I think that's kind of what he's banking on and looking for right now.
Okay. I'll tell you right off the bat, you're not going to find signs of a struggle. Anyone who is brought here is going to be well contained by the time they get here. Not saying you can't find anything from an investigation check, just saying that
Okay.
it'll be a different genre of information.
Okay, sure. I would like to. I'm gonna try and figure out how I want to justify this, but I would like to roll an investigation check, maybe based on the let's say the layout of the buildings to see, because I know we couldn't just magically glean this would be a good spot for somebody to be held, but maybe now that I'm down here, I can say this one's a little bit further off, or this one's more heavily guarded.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try that.
I'll tell you what, actually.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to identify that from where you are. What I think would be a way you could do this, if you wanted to stealth around the location and get a better sense for what everything looks like in 3D, we could maybe do that.
And just color it a stealth check instead.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
And you could then position yourself. You could say, "Oh, I'm on this roof," or something like that.
Yeah, I like that better.
So go ahead and place yourself where you would like to be, and I will reveal information to you based on what's nearby and what you can tell.
I like the idea of leveraging the fact that there is a hole in the barracks roof as an excuse to be up there.
All right, sure thing. Are you going in? Are you trying to disguise yourself as a worker as well? Or are you sneaking around this place?
Sneaking.
Okay.
I don't have a disguise prepared.
Gotcha. Okay, sure. Then yeah, you can go ahead and put yourself in the armory. We'll just say you're on the roof. Perfect. All right, and go ahead and roll your roll your stealth. Let's see how well you get up here.
Yeah. You are a 12?
12? Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that does it. You are able to. I mean, it's not the most graceful you've ever moved or scaled a roof, but it got the job done. You are surrounded by the general din of waves in the ocean, and even noises from the city do occasionally make their way in here. So yeah, you're able to get on the roof, no problem. I will say that let me add. You are able to see a couple of guards kind of hanging out by this long building on the western kind of pier out here, and you see one individual on this eastern pier over here. Of everything you can see, this eastern pier is or this western pier rather is more heavily guarded than anything else, but not much more to go on than that. All the buildings are roughly of the same composition. They are mostly wooden with this kind of stone foundation.
Okay. I would like to. Let's see here. I know what I want to do, but I know what Vesper would do, which is probably just rejoin Eris and relay that information to Eris, because I think that he's seen Beseech's little go in, fail, and then come back out. He's like, I'm gonna let you do your thing, and I'm gonna tell Eris that maybe we should start here.
All right, sure. So roll another quick stealth check to get over there. Pretty much any movement from you is going to require a stealth check unless you...
I was going to say I'll do stealth, or I'll even take a slightly lower modifier to do acrobatics and see if it looks cool. But
up to you. Go either way.
I want to do acrobatics just because I think it would be funny.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Cools.
I'm going to get down from the roof like a badass, hopefully.
For the cools.
That is a 24.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, sure, that'll do it. So you're able to. What does it look like? How cool are you when you make your way over to Eris?
A sleek backflip off
Hell
the
yeah.
roof. Just
all right.
Airtime, cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe superhero landing.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah. So Eris, now you have this information as well.
Interesting.
So the building, there's a building, the back, kind of jutting
Mhm.
out on the dock, the west side. It's a couple more guards over there. I think maybe we should start there.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, I know I'm here, but you really don't need to show off with a superhero landing. I mean, unless you're trying to get my attention.
I'm pretty sure I would have your attention regardless.
Touche.
Let's go get father.
Yes, let's. Eris is going to, I guess, because Eris saw where Besiege went, so she's probably just gonna go around and just make their way over to him.
Sure. I will say, as this is happening,
Here we go.
Give me 1 second. As this is happening, bleh, forgive me, my words. As this is happening, the door to the armory opens up, and you see 2 more guards exit.
Well, that complicates things. So I think making my way over to Besiege, I'll probably
Sure thing.
see if he's okay, after his whole episode.
Hey, how's it goes?
Pretty good, sir. We
Oh,
might want
right.
to start by the back.
Right, spot back. All right, cool. Let's go to the back. All right. Do zippity doo da zippity day.
As you begin to head towards the back, you are sort of clocked by these 2 guards here, and they sort of look at you. What are you doing back here? We called you for the wall, right?
Yeah,
Wall's up there.
I gotta check all the walls. Do you want this whole place to be fucking up in pieces?
These buildings are okay.
I don't think so. See, you haven't been trained by these eyes. Have been trained by the wall experts. I know when I see a faulty wall, and this wall right here, pretty damn faulty. Pretty damn faulty.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Let's go!
If I'm too much of a trouble, let me know. Let me know.
This is perfect. Are you kidding
No,
me?
this is insane. I love this.
Okay.
It's no fun if it's 2 professionals.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. That is a 14.
That will not do it. You
Damn
won't anger him.
I was gonna ask if Maris could assist him in some way, shape, or form.
I think it's too late.
It's a little too late for that, yeah.
Yeah,
It is a little too late.
cut in next time. Cut me off if you gotta.
I know, yeah. I was like debating, like,
Yeah.
should Eris assist him? Like, he did well last time. I mean, like, he could probably. No, I did not know. Probably shouldn't have. No, that's fine.
That's all good.
Look, buddy, I get it, but our contract with your guild is pretty specific. It's the walls with the gate. If we need you to fix all this other shit, that's a different contract. I don't want your people coming back to me getting mad that we bamboozled free work out of you, you know?
All right, yeah. All right, that's actually kind of fair. Thank you for actually taking care of us blue collar guys. Really, really appreciate it.
So, well, it's that way, buddy.
Yep.
I just turn back to my comrades and just go,
Let's go work on the wall, sir.
Oh,
Yes, let's
Kind of drags him, points him over to like a more private area of the wall that looks damaged. Like we're working on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, totally working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Working at the car wash. Doing it.
Eris, Vesper, what are y'all up to?
I think seeing Beseech not do as well as she would have liked him to in the persuasion department, I think Eris is going to, I guess, try and see if they can make eye contact with Vesper and just be like, signal for like a more stealthy approach.
Sure. No, I'll say that's no problem.
Sorry. Vesper, I think, kind of rolls his eyes. And let's say this is gonna be an interesting thing to have to do because that's kind of far. But I do want to try and get to at least the top of that guard tower.
Absolutely not a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eris probably
So I
has a
can
similar
get some
idea.
more visual and okay, stop. So I could get some more visual and see like there's probably more guards over there than what I saw earlier. If I have to get in, I need to know a way in. So
Sure.
let's see here.
Yeah. So go ahead and I'll just say you can get up to the guard tower. You've rolled enough stealth.
Fiends.
What are you trying to do from up here again?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What are you trying to do from up here again?
I want to make sure, like, because I saw 2 guards near the front that are on here. I'm trying to kind of look for points of potential entry now so that we could either figure out if she's in here or rule it out.
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say you need to roll for that. You see these two black bars on either side of the building. Here.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the doors. They're the big double doors that it looks like you could load like freight into them, load cargo from a ship. Those are the two most immediately apparent entries. Those are the two things that would be that are intended to be entries. There are also windows, mostly on what looks to be like an upper floor.
Okay. I was gonna say if there are any like skylights or anything you could.
Yeah, sure. Let's call that. Let's say there's a skylight on top. It's closed, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I think since the other two have kind of already gotten the attention of the guards, Vesper is still trying to keep this quiet. So I think that if he can get Eris's or Beseech's eye contact, he's just going to kind of like indicate his head towards it to just like silently, I'm gonna give this a try.
I think
and
Eris
I
probably would have looked.
going to do whatever I can, whatever role is necessary to try and slip into one of those upper windows.
Sure. You would need to. That would
You get to
probably
the
be
roof
stealth.
first.
You would. That would. If you're gonna try, so you can do one of two ways. You can go back down the tower, and stealth your way from ground level, or you can roll athletics and try to jump from the top of the watchtower on top of the warehouse.
Ooh, athletics is not great. Even though that would be ideal. We gotta go stealth then, and just take the long way.
Sure thing.
I do want to try and go around that westmost side.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna like here-ish and try to do that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll stealth. This will be a challenge. This will be like a DC 16. You're pretty close to these guys.
Oh, I rolled a 16. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh, woo! 21, 2, 3, 24, 23, sorry.
Sure, not a problem. So yeah, you are able to descend this watchtower. There's a point which you have to kind of like swing yourself over the edge of the pier here and kind of like hang on and like climb your way across by the side.
Assassin's Creed.
Very Assassin's Creed kind of thing. But yeah, I would say you're able to get into the warehouse, no problem. So go ahead and let me check my shit here. Okay, so this is a very densely packed warehouse. There's a bunch of shit in here. Why don't you go ahead and roll investigation for me? There's some stuff you're gonna know once you see it, but there's some other stuff in here as well.
The 21, dirty.
All right, hell yeah. So, for that, you are going to find a few things. You're going to find 3 smoke grenades. These are basically casts of the fog cloud spell. I'll send that to you over Discord. You find one spyglass, and you find a pistol. This is a one-handed weapon. It does 1d10 plus dex for damage, and it's audible within 500 feet.
Useful.
Additionally, you see a what appears to be scuffs or actually no, I would say at this point you probably see like a bloody trail that leads to like a locked hatch.
Hmm.
This is old blood, dried blood.
All right. Ooh, decisions.
Do it.
I'm gonna go for it, I think. I want to try and get to the hatch. Time
no
may be of
problem.
the essence.
Ain't nobody in here. You go there. Do you want to try and pick the lock?
I do.
All right. You go ahead and roll like a thieves' tools check.
Sure. Is that what modifier does that use?
This should you as a rogue you should be proficient with thieves' tools. I'm gonna call
yes.
it. I'm gonna call that because probably. So this would be your dex plus your proficiency bonus. So you're saying
Okay,
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry. And then it's just a regular 20.
Yep. Yeah. Sure. You're able to pick this like a large iron.
Oh no, I'm asking. I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. What was that? Yes, you're rolling a d20. Yeah, a d20.
Sorry,
plus...
I'm a baby.
No, it's all good. Your proficiency bonus can be 2 at this level. So, and then plus your dex modifier, which probably
Yeah. So it is a 15 total.
15 total. That will not do it. You are unable to pick this lock.
All right. There's no way I can force that shit open with a -2. Well, at this point, I think I have to withdraw and attempt to regroup.
All right, sure.
All right.
All right. So, and I'm just gonna kind of like drop down. I'm sorry. Were you gonna?
Nope.
Okay.
So at this point, I will say there's a bit of a you hear something coming from the checkpoint. Something there's voices. If you would like to roll a perception check.
I definitely would, yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's
Let's all do
definitely some kind of something going on at the gates.
15.
15?
8.
That won't do it for sure.
Why is the light? Why is this? I love these eyes, but why are they so dark and hard to read? Is it 13?
13, sure, I'll give it to you. You hear snippets of a conversation. Stonemason's Guild. What?
Fuck.
No, he's already. What do you mean? What? What do you do?
Shit.
Uh,
Look for the nearest. I guess. You know, look for a building to hide in.
Did find
Okay.
blood in that building that I was just in. There's a hatch. I couldn't open it. I also found these, and I'm going to give each of you 1 smoke grenade.
Okay. I
Please
can.
use these wisely.
Okay. Can do. I can like cast silent image to make it like just like a whole distraction to make them go one way and everything. So maybe that can do it.
That actually might work. You probably should have told us ahead of time, but you know.
Get my supervisor.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna use one of my Eldritch invocations, silent image, and just like put like an image of me just kind of like tap dancing over on this side of like the area and just have them kind of like go.
All right, sure. Yeah, you cast Silent Image. Can you read me the text of that spell real quick?
Of course I can. All right, you create an image of an object, creature, or something, a visible phenomenon that is no larger than 15 cube feet. The image appears in the spot within range and lasts the duration. The image is purely visual. It isn't accompanied by sound, smell, or other sensory effects.
So because it is purely visual and not accompanied by
Sound.
by anything else, there is an eerie quality to it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you cast Silent Image. There's a bit of a commotion. The final guard leaves the armory and barracks and looks at the image like, what? So you've caused a distraction. I would say that these three people are all kind of like investigating the image at this point in time.
Okay. What do we do? Do we? I don't want to leave my wife. I can't.
I was hoping I'd have to do this without.
They haven't seen me yet. I'm going back.
All right.
So I'm going to do whatever stealth check I have to do to try and get in the same way I just got in.
Sure, go ahead.
And
Roll stealth. Does anyone follow, or are you all planning on making an exit?
I think Eris would tell Beseech to hide, and would follow after Vesper.
Beseech, do you hide?
Beseech is going to look at his talisman.
Mhm.
Think of his wife. And just say, I love her too damn much. And starts following.
All right, are you doing it stealthily or are you just walking?
Stealthily.
All right, sure thing. Let's got stealth rolls for everybody.
Yay!
Alright, let's do this.
Should be good at these, please.
I'm average at this.
I am indeed good at them. That's a natural 20 for a 28.
Hell yeah! Nate, what'd you get on your stealth roll?
I rolled an 11, so
Not the greatest. And Seth, what'd you get?
I rolled a 17 total.
All right, I'll say the average is good enough that the three of you can.
Damn, the bell curve
proceed.
of stealth.
I will say that
You're welcome.
thank you.
there is a point, Eris, where you need to kind of like just like shove a Beseech in this way or that way.
He's just, like, grabbing by
to
his, like-
avoid being spotted. Yeah.
Grab him by his cloak and like, nope, that way.
Yeah, but I will say, sure, you're able to all make your way into the warehouse and prison. And you come in, it's a densely packed warehouse, there's a bunch of shit everywhere, most of it's mundane goods. And you see like a bloody trail leading to a hatch.
I'm gonna give that hatch another try. I'm not even gonna wait for anybody.
Sure, it's still locked. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna straight roll it again, the same way I did.
Sure. Which way did they go?
I'm gonna use my crit.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get a crit?
We all got a crit earlier.
We all got
yeah.
crit.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna use it now because that was a crit fail.
Oh, dang. All right, sure. What changes? You've tried to pick this lock once before. You just tried again now, and it was not going your way until something changed. What happened?
I would like to think it is a matter of approach.
Mm-hmm.
In that before I was, this person might not be in here. Yeah, there's blood. That might be an old injury. I don't know what it is. But now that there is the pressure of time, and I've already tried to pick this lock once, I know more about the lock.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I'm moving more, or he's moving more dexterously under I work well under pressure, so I like to think that maybe Vesper also thrives under pressure and has been able to like, wait a minute, I need to turn this way.
Sure, absolutely. And with that, you are able to pick the lock. This big, heavy iron padlock just pops right off. And you are able to lift up this hatch, and below you is nothing. It's bizarre. You look down, and it's just weird, inky blackness. This very, this strong, almost burning smell of ozone just kind of like rushes into your nostrils. It's unsettling, but it gives you information. This is what magic smells like.
Well, either of you, does this mean anything? Do we waste our time?
Looks at the husband of our target.
Fuck, they're in the warehouse!
Fuck. Caroline, are you in here? Can you hear me?
Go ahead and roll Arcana. You don't hear anything in response.
Okay. All right. Oh, I got a -1 to Arcana. Oh, that's all good. That's a 14.
14, that'll do it. This is a portal.
Oh.
Teleport shit.
You guys are gonna have to trust me on this. And I just cannonball inside the portal.
Beseech walks up to the edge of this hatch, which leads directly down into nothing, and looks at y'all and says, "Trust me, bro." Walks up, cannonballs it straight down. Disappears. You hear banging at the doors and the jingling of keys.
You know, normally I wouldn't be so quick to trust him, but seeing as we are a little bit pressed for time, Eric's going to walk up and immediately just fall back into it.
Vesper?
Terrible idea, but I think that he just knows that he can't get caught, and there's not really a good way out right now. I would like to. I mean, I'm at least gonna like close the hatch if I can behind me while I'm falling into fucking oblivion.
I'll say you can do it. Sure.
Yeah.
You won't be able to lock it behind you, but you can close it.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Oh. Sure.
All right. Absolutely. And
we're all dead.
You leap into oblivion, following your co-workers. And that is where we will end this tonight's session.
Oh,
gotta love that.
Good game, guys. Good game.
All right, hell yeah. Good shit. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody, on tonight's episode of Zenith, our first night, our premiere. I hope you all will stick around for the ensuing shenanigans. And I think at this point there's nothing left but sign-offs and channel announcements from the voice of God. Mer, are there any channel announcements, or am I?
I'll go last.
Okay, Mer will go last. Perfect. All right. Then let's all quickly say our goodbyes. Give our socials, anywhere to contact us, any updates on our current and other projects, and mention something you liked about the session. Your favorite part, your favorite thing you did, your favorite thing someone else did, whatever comes to mind. I can go first. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I have been your very excited and very happy GM for tonight. I am not available to be found on the internet. I am enjoying my life as a recluse, and I intend to keep it that way. But nonetheless, you can find me hanging out on Sword and Key, playing games, running games, and doing shit like this. I really enjoyed tonight's session. all of this has been brewing in my mind for a long time, but I think my favorite thing I did tonight was get to introduce little Mephisto, little Fisty.
Yeah.
Someone else go next, or I will start picking on people.
Okay. I'll go. Hello, everybody. My name is Dice and Autism, and I tell stories on the internet. You guys can find me at all my socials at Dice and Autism. I run an actual play here on Twitch called New Rawless. We're doing our prequel campaign, which has been a lot of fun. We're on episode 4 right now, so it's only like 2 episodes left, and some crazy shit's about to happen. And yeah, and the thing that I loved about this was just Mephisto. Mephisto was just balling as hell. It was just so cool.
I can probably go next. Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. You can find me pretty much anywhere, or most places, at Neon Raiden. So on Twitter at Neon_Raiden. There's gonna be a link tree somewhere posted at some point probably. But other projects I'm in, I am going to be in another. You'll find me over on Nerds with Dice's Twitch on September 19th for part 1 of the Ironsworn Season 2 finale. Part 2 will be coming out sometime after that. There's also another project that I am in that I'm very excited to tell you guys about, but I can't just quite yet. It is coming soon, though. I also voice act and stuff, so that's also pretty cool. Favorite thing about tonight's session was getting to absolutely tease the ever-loving shit out of Vesper.
And that's me. Hi, my name is Seth. I don't really have anything else going on, to be honest. And the only place you can find me on the internet is Instagram. So good luck. It's it's Seth.mp3 now. On Instagram, if you want to look at old photos that I haven't updated, sure, you can go there and do that. Otherwise, I'm super happy to be back in another actual play, especially with Alex. I've missed you so much. For all of the awesome character moments that we've had, I actually think that my favorite moment was actually the introduction to Zenith, where you just kind of set the stage, that opening kind of like monologue that you did. Mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. Loved every second of it. This has been super, super fun. I can't wait to do it again.
Is it me? Is that my turn?
It's time for the voice of God.
Hi, I am the voice of God. I am the god of all these religions in Zenith, because that's a thing. Hey, this is Mare running tech for this lovely, lovely game. I'm quickly going to go through what we have coming up on the channel, starting with Saturdays tomorrow. Wait, no, 2 days from now. Our next stream is going to be, we had a short little break from Horizons, call our flagship campaign at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow on Friday night, we have a double feature movie night for Derek's birthday. We've got The 13th Warrior and Tremors. On Sunday, September 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have The Return of Humblewood. This is season 2. I don't know if they have a title yet, but it's listed in the Discord events as Humblewood season 2 premiere, aka Too Humble, Too Wood, aka Humble Tood. I don't know. Stick around for whatever they're going to call it. On Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern is the premiere of my campaign, Journeys to Book's End, which is a cipher system fairy tale inspired game using the We Are All Mad Here sourcebook. And on Tuesdays, we have Gate Night, our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. And then we have circled back around to Zenith on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I think that's it. I don't think I've missed anything. So stick around for the raid. We're going to go raid a friend of the channel, Amber, who's just playing Words on stream, and it's her birthday. Please go give her some love. They are absolutely amazing. And we will see y'all around next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.